Hi everyone, my name is James Wallenmeyer, and today I will be presenting a market analysis of the Lakeforest Mall site. As an overview of this presentation, I'll start with a brief executive summary, then cover the basic site information, including the market area boundaries and the primary trade area. After this, I'll review the office, residential, and retail market analyses, and examine the impact of mixing these three uses on the site, as well as provide an example of a successful mixed-use development. Finally, I'll wrap up with the conclusions of the market analysis. The Lakeforest Mall site is a 100-acre property in Gaithersburg, Maryland. It is located near several major roadways and interstate highways. Multiple transit options are available, and it is within both a U.S. Treasury Opportunity Zone and a Maryland Enterprise Zone. Office development is possible due to replacement demand and changing workplace preferences. Residential development, particularly multifamily for sale and multifamily for rent units, will capitalize on a growing population. Retail development, especially food and beverage, but also upscale GAFO retail and a larger grocery store, can be successful. The site has the potential to succeed as a mixed-use development, as it can support office, residential, and retail space together. Downtown Crown is a successful example in the surrounding area. Here we can see an overview map of the site itself. The site is 100 acres in Gaithersburg and is relatively flat, with its elevation ranging from 420 to 460 feet from west to east. The site is also close to multiple major roadways with high traffic volume. There are multiple transit options nearby. The closest metro station is 5 miles to the southeast, and the Gaithersburg MARC station is 1 mile to the southeast. Several bus stops surround the site, which includes routes to both the metro station and the MARC. Montgomery County Air Park is 2.5 miles to the northeast. Per county code, all buyers must be informed of air parks within 5 miles. The air park may present noise issues for residents, but will appeal to offices with VIPs. Nearby building uses include multifamily for rent, retail shopping centers and standalone stores, office space for businesses and professional services, auto dealers, and the Montgomery County Fairgrounds. The site is currently zoned C2, General Commercial, and schools assigned to this location all score below state average. A U.S. Treasury Department Opportunity Zone and a Maryland Enterprise Zone overlap on the site. For the market area boundaries, both the primary and secondary market areas can be seen. For the primary market area, I-270 and I-370 form natural western and southern boundaries. Great Seneca Creek is a natural northern boundary, and the air park is a natural eastern boundary. The secondary market area is based on a 10-minute driving range from the site, and includes competition sites in Rio, Crown, Kentlands, and Germantown. Within the primary trade area, there is a population of 89,326 in 2015, which is projected to grow 1.1% per year to reach 94,500 in 2020. Households will also grow to 33,203 in 2020. Median household income was $74,098 in 2015, which is substantially higher than the U.S. median income of $55,775 at that same time period. Total consumer expenditures were $1.9 billion in 2015 and are projected to top $2 billion in 2020. Looking at the office market, there is a substantial quantity of office space in the inventory, with over 4.9 million square feet in the Gaithersburg submarket alone. CoStar's office report shows that office space in the Gaithersburg submarket was renting for $24.40 per square foot, compared to $33.94 per square foot for the suburban DC area. There is a low vacancy rate in the area, and net absorption increased in 2018. Over half of the total office supply was built over 20 years ago. Older buildings lack modern environmental standards and open floor plans, which are currently desirable. The office job market is strong, with Montgomery County projected to have 19,000 new jobs over the next 5 years, especially in office-using fields such as professional and business services and healthcare, which follows continued growth in U.S. office jobs. Trends in the county's office market point to declining tenancy in single-use office parks. This is following cultural trends, as well as the withdrawing of government agencies from the area. Overall, office space is also shrinking per employee. A growing trend in the office market is flexible workspace, which permits businesses to rent small office spaces incrementally and performs well even when the market slows. West of I-270, especially in the Shady Grove Life Sciences cluster, is a center for life science-related offices, including the development of a new 800,000 square foot R&D building. Key to this is the proximity to the National Institute for Standards and Technology campus. The study site is, therefore, less competitive for large-scale medical office space, and the market area is already heavily saturated with large office buildings. With this in mind, office development on the site should focus on small-scale office space, aiming to capture professional services and smaller businesses. Additionally, capitalize on the increasing popularity and frequency of flexible workspace in the development. The study site's placement near abundant retail and residential options, as well as major roadways, may be amenities to attract tenants, and thus avoid the declining tenancy in single-use office parks. Looking at the residential market, there are multiple multifamily for-rent properties surrounding the site, which all have relatively low vacancy rates. Most of these properties offer 1- and 2-bedroom units, with some 3-bedroom units and fewer studios. This fits with area demographics, as 2-person households are 27% and 1-person households are 25% of total households. 55% of housing in the area is owner-occupied, and 45% is renter-occupied. Of the area's housing stock, 44.5% was built before 1980, indicating that, like office space, there may be a future replacement demand. As stated earlier, the trade area population is expected to increase to 94,500 in 2020. This table shows several comparable multifamily for-rent properties in the area, including their number and type of units, average rents per square foot, vacancy rates, and building amenities. Looking ahead, proposed residential developments in the area include single-family townhomes and more multifamily for rent. There is a lack of multifamily for sale proposed developments. With all of this information, residential development on the site should focus on multifamily for sale units to capitalize on the high owner-occupied percentage. Multifamily for rent units are also wise due to the low vacancy rate. Also, it may be worth considering attached single-family townhomes. While they are an inefficient use of residential space, they are still very popular and sold out completely at the recent West Side Phase 1 development. There is projected to be an increase of 1,781 households by 2020. Given that a new development can potentially capture 5 to 10% of projected demand, 178 total units could be filled solely based on this growth. 98 could be for sale and 80 could be for rent units, following current percentages. Examining the retail market, there are many retail options near the site, with a large percentage along the Route 355 corridor. 2 mid-sized grocery stores, H-Mart, a specialty grocery, and Weis are in the area, with a third, Lidl, a discount grocer, planned. Costco and Sam's Club oversaturate the GAFO retail market, and there is a total of 1.3 million square feet of retail space within the primary trade area. There were $812 million in retail sales in 2015, and it is projected to grow to $918 million in 2020. The largest sales categories are at-home food, away-from-home food, and apparel, with a total of 60% of retail sales spent on these three categories. This first table breaks these retail sales into major categories of NG&S, F&B, and GAFO retail, both in 2015 and 2020. The largest increases are projected to be in GAFO retail, followed by NG&S and F&B. Taking these totals in terms of total consumer expenditures produces their capture rates, which may then be used to determine supportable square footage for the area. Overall, there will be an increase in 63,000 square feet of supportable retail space. Looking at proposed retail developments within 5 miles of the site, the Montgomery Village Center redevelopment and the planned Lidl grocery store are to the northeast of the site. The Checkers and the 2 Flower Hill parcels are over by the Air Park, and Germantown's redevelopment of their town center is to the far northwest. Almost 400,000 square feet of retail is at various stages of planning and development within the surrounding area, but beyond a 1-mile radius. When considering retail development on the site, food and beverage retail is wise. While GAFO retail is oversaturated, targeting niche aspects of this retail category could succeed. This is especially true for more upscale retail, which is not captured by Costco or Sam's Club. Furthermore, a new large grocery store could work, which should also be upscale to be compatible with the proposed upscale GAFO retail, and would then avoid direct competition with the existing mid-size H-Mart and Weiss and the proposed Lidl. Before developing mixed use on this site, it is important to evaluate the impact of mixing uses on the site. If the component uses interact positively with one another, mixed use can succeed. Each one can bolster one another's audience, reach, and financial return, and may also increase the amount of supportable space for each type. Mixed-use developments have the potential to become destination locations. For this site, the current high traffic volumes and pre-existing retail in the area may create noise and light problems for future residents, which new office and retail components would compound. With this in mind, position the residential space on the east and south sides of the site, and the retail and office spaces on the north and west sides of the site. Proper placement will lead to less noise for residents, and office and retail will be positioned closer to roadway access and obtain higher visibility. Retail in the development is more likely to be frequented by the development's residents and office workers than retail farther away, although they will still boost the sales for other retail locations in the study area. A successful example of a mixed-use development in the area is downtown Crown, which is part of the planned, larger Crown community, and is the only portion that is mixed use, as well as the first part completed. Downtown Crown contains condominiums, retail, and office space. The retail is mainly food and beverage, along with personal care and professional services. The location is popular both among its residents as well as outside visitors, and is successful despite a lack of transit options. In closing, a mixed-use development on the site could have office, residential, and retail components. For office, smaller professional spaces, with allowance for flexible workspaces. This will take advantage of replacement demand, as well as trends for smaller workspaces and new, efficient, and environmentally friendly space. For residential, multifamily for sale, along with multifamily for rent and possibly attached single-family units. At least 178 units, both for rent and for sale, could be filled purely from projected growth in number of households. For retail, food and beverage retail alongside more upscale GAFO retail, as well as an upscale grocery store. There will be an increase of at least 63,000 square feet of supportable retail space. Upscale retail can draw from outside of the trade area, but there will then need to be parking structures to accommodate these outside visitors. And here are the sources used in creating this market analysis. I hope this presentation has been informative. Thank you for watching.